I have no beef with anybody. Pause. I'm looking past it. So Jay-Z, if I've offended you, I apologize. Lyor Cohen, if I offended you, I apologize. Steve Stout, if I've offended you, I apologize. Just because you don't have the same morals and principles, it's cool. I'm not angry no more. You know, I called Jim Jones today, and I was like, I miss him. I don't know, y'all know it, but I miss him. As a brother, I love his family. I want him to be happy. And Jay, you know, the friendship we had was cool, man. I just miss it. But whatever he doing, but I'm cool with it, bro. I'm sorry, man. I wasn't myself for a second. Ali had me fucked up. And Biggs, I'm sorry, bro, if I offended you. Whatever you doing, I'm with it. I love you, man. And I know you're mad at me, but whatever. I'm sorry. I can admit it. You know, when I make some money, I'll send you something. Just 'cause you my
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again to hit you with a video. And to the other guy trying to use my slogan, please stop using yo, YouTube. Don't do it. It ain't working for you. I've been doing this for years. But anyway, big shout out to you also, because evidently you must watch the channel, because I don't hear nobody else do their videos starting off like that. But anyway, big shout out to you. I won't mention your name, though. Anyway, now, yesterday was my birthday. Thank you all for sending the birthday wishes and shout outs. And also today is Valentine's Day, hence the red. You know, I was going to wear red anyway. But anyway, thank you all for sending me birth time wishes and, you know, checking on me and everything, make sure everything all right. And happy Valentine's Day to you all. I know some of you all ain't got nobody to celebrate Valentine's Day with, and I'm very sorry for you, but I'm sure somebody is lonely somewhere. But if you think you're lonely now, just wait until the night. Anyway, now, this video is about Dame Dash. And Dame Dash, much respect to Dame Dash, even though, you know, it kind of like, you know, he's dropped the ball. Like he's throwing the white flag all around on the field like it's a foul on the damn field. And it's a big foul. And also, big shout out to the homie, Kenyatta Griggs, the one who wrote the book, Culture Vultures. And all this have to do with what's inside of Culture Vultures and what Dame and Kenyatta, well, more Dame on his end, have been doing over the years. Now, you know, they had their own show, Hip Hop Motivation, a very nice YouTube channel they have. And basically, Kenyatta put a lot of work in that, and so did Dame. So I'm like, well, okay, it's a marriage made in heaven. This is not no Rob and Big Black type situation. If you know the story about Rob, the skater, and also Big Black and what that ended up. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all read between the lines. But anyway, so this is like an odd couple, if you will, but, you know, a similar couple, not in no funny way. Now, Kenyatta wrote the book Culture Vultures, and it exposed a lot of secrets that people wasn't privy to, but certain people that's been around a little longer, especially those in the industry or watch the industry and how it moves, understand certain key points the book was pointing out. Basically pointing out Steve Stout, also Lyor Cohen, who happens to be over YouTube Music now, and also a guy named Todd Moskowitz. You know, powerful guy in the music industry. And they ain't been sharing information about them. And also, you know, the story with him and Jay-Z, the big fallout and everything. And all this been going on since way back in the Rockefeller days. So, you know, people admire Dame for standing up. And also Jim Jones, even though they were more like on a friend issue, because Jim and Dame Dash was very cool people. Matter of fact, Dame Dash is the one that kind of like narrated, directed Jim Jones' album, American Gangster, that came out in '08. A very good album, one with Bird Game Money, We Fly High and all that. It's a good album, you know. So they was pretty much close, you know, because as soon as you start the album off, you hear Jim Jones and Jay-Z, not Jay-Z, Dame Dash basically talking. He was giving Jim, call him Jimmy Bull, he was giving Jim his props and everything. So how that friendship went bad, I really don't know. But the one with Jay-Z, Steve Stout, and Todd, and also Lyor is well known. But anyway, now, the video surfaced a few days ago of Dame basically sitting in a dark room. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm thinking that this is Saw 6. Y'all know about the scary movie that usually come out around Halloween. I'm like, it's not Halloween time yet. And lo and behold, they had Dame just leaning in the chair like he was all drugged up. Like they done pumped about 100 cc's of Vicodin up in his arm. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? They finna whoop my boy ass? Because like I said, I look up to Dame. I got mad respect for Dame. He's a very smart guy. Anything else, I don't know. I don't know the man like that. I only know him just like you all know me from just seeing me on a TV, phone, whatever. So as I'm watching this, that he starts saying that, certain things about, well, he apologized to Jay. He apologized to Lyor. I'm like, well, why are you apologizing to Jay? Why are you apologizing to Lyor? Because as a man, you're supposed to stand on what you say. You're supposed to say what you mean and mean what you say. That's what I'm trying to say. And also, Steve Stout, when he said Steve and Lyor, that just took me out the water. Now, Jim Jones, I can understand. Jay-Z, somewhat, but you got to understand what they made you look like a fool at that board meeting. You remember you in the board meeting? I'm assuming you all remember that board meeting when Jay-Z wasn't there, but they were talking about Jay-Z, and he walked in, and basically with Kevin Lyles there and some more people that was kind of like in charge of running things, little underlings, if you will. And he came in and said, how y'all gonna have a meeting about my artist without me? And basically going off on everybody in the office, and come to find out, it was lo and behold, Lyor and Jay-Z put that thing together. I didn't say this. They said them themselves, just like the guy that used to be his cameraman, Choke No Joke. And I don't know what he did to Choke No Joke. And I ain't got no problem with Choke No Joke. Like I said, I don't know those people. We only know those people from seeing them. But like Choke said, Lyor said that he shut Dame shit down. Like he the one took Rockefeller from him. So I'm like, well, it was never yours if another man could come take it from you. But Dame was exposing a lot of things for his culture vultures and how you have people from all the cultures basically coming in your culture and making the money and controlling it all. And the last thing they want people to understand is how that system works. Because if you understand how a system works, what can you do? You can integrate new ways to combat that system and beat them at their own game. That's the last thing people, who's making the money business-wise or whatever, are trying to keep you down. That's the last thing they would want you to understand is how to be self-independent, self-made, and recognize the snakes when you see them, the vultures also. So he was speaking on a lot of situations. And like I said, the show was very good, hip-hop motivation, and we was behind Dame, And if you ain't got the book Culture Vultures, because I don't know if they can take the book off the shelves or whatnot or try to put a censorship on the book, but I would advise you go get the book. It shares a lot of important information. And you have to understand the guy Kenyatta, once again, big shout out to him, put a lot of work and time inside this book. And basically, he was Dame's right-hand man. I think Dame, you say he used to be his barber or something. I've seen a couple videos of him basically, hooking Dame hair up and stuff. So evidently, he was a real friend. And you could tell by his video, and his video is up on his channel, where he is hurt. He's pretty much caught off guard. I'm like, well, okay, when I seen the video, I'm like, well, what about the book Culture Vultures? What about Kenyatta? What about Culture Vultures too? Just like he been saying that he was working on already with 6 chapters in. And then for Dame to pull this. But as Kenyatta was saying, kind of like hitting at the fact that the book was going to be, the second book was going to be way more damaging than the first book. So I guess somebody caught wind of that and they had to pull the plug on it. But back to Dame sitting in a dark room now. Like I said, I thought it was like another episode of Saw 6, just without all the other crazy people. And I'm like, who are these people standing around him? Now, some people say that's his team, and it may be. But one of them, a couple of them, like they had his clothing line on, CEO. So he's sitting there in a dark room, look like, with a light above him, like they do in an interrogation room, to make you be center of attention. Everything else in the background is blurred out. And he's basically saying how sorry he is to all these people who did him wrong. But I'm like this, if somebody did you wrong, why apologize? I understand you want to get past it. And, certain situations demand apologies, certain situations don't. But if somebody wronged you, why would you go apologize to them unless you have been threatened, coerced, or, it's some kind of monetary gain for this situation of you apologize? Because to do that, it's like fall on your sword. It's like a humiliation ritual, buck breaking, whatever you want to call it. Because the fact that you said all this stuff about these same people, and then you go back and apologize to these same people, but those same people that he was talking about happens to be some of the most important people in the music business. Jay-Z, also Steve, also Todd Moskowitz, and also Lyor. You have to understand, these are some of the main players in the music business. And they got like a couple more above them that you barely hear about, but that's for you to do your own research on. And like I said, you can look and tell at Kenyatta Griggs from Hip Hop Motivation that he was very saddened about this and how this transpired. Like, it caught him off guard. Dame didn't even dialogue with him first and even ask his opinion, should he do it, or tell him what's really going on. Like, is this a smoke screen from something else going on behind the scenes. But you're like the guy Choke No Joke, who used to be Dame cameraman for Rockefeller, you know, filmed all the stuff at the tunnel back in the day. Then when they went over to Europe, the concerts and stuff behind the scenes, that's Choke No Joke footage. So he was basically making a joke out of it, saying basically like the Illuminati caught up with him, they ran down on him, and you know, he gonna be sucking plenty of wood and getting bent over now that he wanna apologize, because they gonna have to break him in. Because if you think they broke him the first time, this is what Choke said, it's not my words, they're gonna definitely break him the second time. You can look it up, the video, type Choke No Joke, Dame Dash apology, if you want to find it. So I'm like, wow, you know, Choke was really feel some type of way about Dame, like he hate him or something. That's on them. But I'm like, you know, something is not right about this whole situation, because like Kenyatta said, he was caught off guard. And this somebody was talking to Dame who I would thought at least a couple times a week, if not every day. And like I said, when I seen them, their chemistry was very good on the video. So I'm like, well, okay, you know, it's a good thing Dame looking out for somebody else, made Kenyatta name known. And Kenyatta name started blowing up in the media, on YouTube, on social media. You know, it's getting plugged to go do radio shows, you know, other cities. So they asking about the book. Now, the book must tell some real damaging information, because like they trying to do damage control and add insult to injuries, like Dame is going along with it without necessarily being in it. Because like Kenyatta said, when you stop there and apologize, you pretty much discredit everything in the book. Because how can you apologize, and why would you apologize if these men did you wrong? You're 47 years old. You don't live the prime of your life. True, you know, I'm not saying that you're too old to ball, because you got people way older than that and still balling and having a good time and running businesses, corporations, and making good music, content, clothing, whatever. That's true. But why wait this long, this stage in your life at 47 years old to apologize to some men who did you wrong? Just like you said, you brung Jay-Z. You pretty much built Jay-Z, because guess what? Without Dame and Biggs, well, we would have known a Jay-Z. Be honest with yourself. Will we know Jay-Z? Not to take nothing from Hova, but will we know a Jay-Z? You know, because when we thought about Rockefeller, we thought about two people. And no, not Memphis Bleak. You know, anyway, big shout out to Memphis Bleak. We thought about Jay-Z. We thought about Dame Dash. And probably after then, we thought about Benny Single when he was on top doing this thing. But to apologize to somebody when they did you wrong is very crazy. One thing I would not do is apologize to somebody. Number one, I don't even like apologies. Because, you know, I understand people make mistakes and people going to say things they don't mean sometimes. But I'm like this. If you're grown, you're supposed to have a filter. You're supposed to have a cutoff valve, because you know you're going to say what you're going to say before you say it, unless you're just one of those people who just talk out your ass. So why sit up here and say something, go through all this battles with these people, and only to apologize? But if you watch a video that he made 2 weeks before the one with Kenyatta, the last video they made together, he was talking about how the guy was trying to sue him for a movie that they was allegedly made or have made. And Dame said he wrote the movie and everything, put up his money, and he only asked him for a little bit, but his people, his partner that was going to go in with the movie, didn't put up no money. But some kind of way this guy managed to get director credits on it. So he's taking Dame to court, and Dame says it's like a whole big conspiracy thing going on. Some things, you know, the public should know about it, but it's like somebody in a high position is tying Dame's hand, and this is his way of trying to get them to let his hands go. And I understand that to a certain position, but you have people who look up to you. You have people who need to know the truth. And also, why, once again, apologize to Lyor and Steve Stout and Todd? I can understand the situation with Jay-Z. Y'all was friends before that. I can understand that. Jim Jones, I understand that. But to apologize to Lyor when you talked about Lyor like a dog, which a lot of people talk about him like a dog also, not saying that it's all true, but this is what came out his mouth. Why do that then for Funk Flex? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I done lost all respect for Funk Flex, because why sit up here and apologize, Dame, and said he's a real man? Yes, men can apologize, but you have to understand what's going on. You know, so if he would have kept standing on his square, being a man, and saying, I'm not going to apologize, and exposing these people for who they are and who that he shows that they are. So he's not a man for telling the truth, but he's a man when he's following his sword and basically get on bended knee like boys and men and wave the white flag of surrender like he surrendered. What the hell is going on? Because like everything is upside down, and we needed a voice like Dame out here. Just like I hope Kenyatta keep doing his thing, bringing the truth forward. And I doubt that he will now, because Dame was the centerpiece to that. Just like Kenyatta said, I'm going to leave it at that. And you all can go check out the video. He said that he took Dame bark, like, you know, like he's the Stephen King. He wrote it down in the book. That's how the video played out like it did, because it played out like a series in books, chapters. And he was the Stephen King and Dame was the Cujo. He took Dame Bart and let the whole world hear it, pretty much, and he broke it down in a book. Not saying that Dame couldn't have did that without Kenyatta because he's very intelligent, but it goes to show you that this guy Kenyatta really had, and still do, because he said he still considered Dame a friend, but he just disappointed and hurt because it took everything that he worked so hard on and just threw it under the bus when he basically fell down on his sword, he got on bended knee and apologized. And also apologize when you was the one that was dead wrong. These are the words that came out your mouth. But if he can live with it, I guess so can we. Let me know your opinion about this because it's a shame, and I still hold Dame in high aspiration. I look up to the guy. He's very business minded. He's a very smart guy. Not saying that people can't change because I'm sure the 47-year-old Dame is not the same Dame that was 23 years old. And him and Jay-Z have long history. Him and Jim Jones have long history. Matter of fact, him and all these guys have long history. But, if you look behind the scenes, you can see things really for what they really are. Not only was they trying to sabotage his movies and stuff that he was actually producing, taking credit for it, then taking him to court, it's public record. And then also constantly dragging his name out in the media with Funk Flex on the radio. Then all of a sudden, a couple weeks later, Funk Flex, they cool again. That's a bunch of mess right there. If you've been did wrong by somebody, do not apologize. Stand on it. And if you feel the need to apologize, that's on you. But stop feeling sorry when somebody else screw you over and do you wrong. That's the point I'm trying to make. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely share this video with your family and friends. To the homie Kenyatta, big salute. Much respect to you. Love your show. Keep on pushing. I'm sure there's other things that you can do because you are a very good speaker. And people would love to hear your opinion also. And to Dame, I wish him the best. And I hope that he find greener pastures elsewhere. But this was done as a reason. I don't know if it was forced. I don't know if it was some kind of ritual or whatever. But evidently, this does not seem like the real Dame. And why I do it in a room like that? Why apologize with a hat pulled all the way down, covering your eyes with shades on in a dark room? Why not just stand behind a damn podium somewhere in broad daylight and do it? If that's the case, at least we would feel that it's more sincere. Let me know what you all think. Till next time, you all stay blessed and stand by what you say and say what you mean. I'm out.